Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Hoping you're having a good Shabbat, a Shabbat of Shalom, of peace and wellness and good health. And I hope you enjoy our service. You can follow our service by looking at the bottom of the YouTube link and seeing the flip prayer book, or you can just enjoy the beauty of the music and the beauty of the words of the service, of the prayers. We're opening with our opening song, Ma Yafeh Hayom Shabbat Shalom. How beautiful the day is. It is Shabbat.
Ma Yafeh Hayom Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
And we turn to page 172 to sing together Ma Tovu.
Ma Tovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Israel.
We rise for the Baruch Hu on page 195. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, יוצר אור ובורא חושך, עושה שלום ובורא את הכל, המאיר לארץ ולדרים עליה ברחמים, ובטובו מחדש בכל יום תמיד מעשה וראשית. מה רבו מעשיך אדוני, כולם בחוכמה עשית, מלאה הארץ קנייניך. תתברך אדוני אלוהינו על שבח מעשה ידיך, ועל מאורי אור שעשית יפארו הסלע. אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. ברוך אתה אדוני, יוצר המאורות. The world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes, more welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning. My Torah, my special human gift is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch Ata Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot. And we turn to page 200 for the calling of the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך, בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, shall be upon your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
And we turn to page 204 to sing together the same song our ancestors sang as they were crossing the Sea of Reeds.
Mi chamocha ba'ilim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, norot tehilot oseh v'aleh. Shira chadasha שיבחו גאולים לשמך על שפת הים. יחד כולם אותו והמליכו ואמרו אדוני עמך לעולם.
We rise for the tefillah on page 205.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens, they felt you in their hearts, they sought you in their lives. Their quest is ours. Help us to see the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring nearer the world we envision, one of justice, freedom, and peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. We read together, You are the open door that beckons me in. Peeking around the door frame, I begin to enter into your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries. Lift my foot over the threshold, that I might abide with you. In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions waiting to be posed. They filled me with wonder. Sit with me, eternal teacher. Encourage my seeking. As I fill my hours with your mitzvot, so shall I be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, enriching myself in the giving. Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, מה אדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכינו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד קודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated, and we continue by singing Yismechu.
ישמחו במלכותך, שמרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שמרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. מקדישי שבי שבת, כולם ישביעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת. חוטך שמרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שמרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. והשביר רצית בו וקידשת שבת. חמדת יומי אותו קראת שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שמרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שמרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. למעשה בראשית שבת. זכי למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שמרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שמרי 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 שבת, וקורא עונג שבת.
We turn now to page 216 for the prayer for shalom. O God, may we never become complacent, faltering in our effort to build a world of peace. Let the nations know and understand that justice and right are better than dominion and conquest. May all come to see it is not by might nor by power, but by your Spirit that life prevails. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch ata Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael bashalom.
שים שלום טובה וברכה. שים שלום טובה וברכה. חן וחסד וברחמים עלינו ועל כל יראי שמך. ברכנו אבינו כולנו כאחד באור פניך. שים שלום טובה וברכה. שים שלום טובה וברכה. ברוך אתה אדוני עושה בשלום.
We all need healing and strength and courage in our lives. The prayer for courage and strength and healing in the life of everyone that is dear to us is on page 253.
שבירך אבותינו מקור הברכה אמותינו may the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing and let us say Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mikor habracha bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
We turn now to page 244 for Seder Kriyat HaTorah LeShabbat, the order of reading from the Torah on Shabbat. Please rise.
In Kamacha Elohim Adonai, v'in kimasecha, malchutecha, malchut kol amim, u'memshaltecha mikol dor v'ador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai imloch, Adonai oz le'amo yitin, Adonai varich itomo v'shalom, Adonai varich itomo v'shalom.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Our God is one, Adonai is great, holy is God's name.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Lecha Adonai Hagidula, Hagivura, Hativirin, Hanitza, Hahom. Ki kol bashamayim uvaretz, ki kol bashamayim uvaretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha, le'omid nasi, likol lirosh.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We have two Torah portions today. We're going to finish the book of Leviticus today. Next week, we're going to be in the book of Numbers. And there's a tradition of a blessing that we say when we finish a book. So the way we're going to do the reading today, Jennifer is going to lead us with the blessing before the reading. I'm going to read the beginning of the second Torah portion. It's called Bechukotai, which means in my laws. And before I'll speak about this Torah portion, I'm going to jump to the end. I'm going to read the last verse of Bechukotai, so we can say the blessing that we say in the end of the book. and then Jennifer will let me speak, and we will then say the blessing after. So before getting to that, we're going to do the blessing on page 250 in your prayer books, the blessing before reading from the Torah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. אמן. אם בחוקותיי תלכו ואת מצוותיי תשמרו ועשיתם אותם ונתתי גשמכם בעיתם ונתנה הארץ יבולה ועץ השדה ייתן פריו וישיג לכם דיש את בציר ובציר ישיג את זרע ואכלתם לחמכם לשובע וישבתם לבטח בארצכם ונתתי שלום בארץ ושכבתם ואין מחריד וישבתי חיה רעה מן הארץ וחרב לא תעבור בארצכם ורדפתם את אויביכם ונפלו לפניכם לחרב ורדפו מכם 500 ו100 מכם רבבה ירדופו ונפלו אויביכם לפניכם לחרב ופניתי אליכם והפרתי אתכם והרביתי אתכם והקימותי את בריתי אתכם ואכלתם ישן נושן וישן מפני חדש תוציאו ונתתי משכני בתוככם ולא תגאל נפשי אתכם והתהלכתי בתוככם והייתי לכם לאלוהים ואתם תהיו לי לעם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לעבדים ואשבור מוטות עולכם והולך אתכם קוממיות. And now we're going to the last verse. And after that we'll say the blessing, and the verse goes like that. אלה המצוות אשר ציווה אדוני את משה אל בני ישראל בהר סיני. And we say now, חזק חזק ונתחזק. May we be strong, and together we will be stronger. May we continue to go from strength to strength. Amen. And I've asked Drew and Siggy and Benji to zoom in the Torah, so hopefully you're seeing the gap that there is between the readings, so you know that we're now moving to another book, and next week we will go from strength to strength, because we will start the book of Numbers right there where you see it. So I want us to read what we just read. I'm going back to the beginning of the Torah portion, and it goes like that. If you follow my laws and faithfully observe my commandments, I will grant your rains in their season, so that the earth shall yield its produce, and the trees of the field their fruit. Your threshing shall overtake the vintage, and your vintage shall overtake the sowing. You shall eat your fill of bread and dwell securely in your land. I will grant peace, shalom, in the land, and you shall lie down untroubled by anyone. I will give the land respite from vicious beasts, and no sword shall cross your land. You shall give chase to your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. 5 of you shall give chase to 100, and 100 of you shall give chase to 10,000. Your enemies shall fall before you by the sword. I will look with favor upon you and make you fertile and multiply you, and I will maintain my covenant with you. You shall eat old grain long stored, and you shall have to clear out the old to make room for the new. I will establish my abode in your midst, and I will not be discussed by you. I will be ever present in your midst. I will be your God, and you shall be my people. I am Adonai your God, who took you out from the land of Egypt to be servants no more, who broke the bars of your yoke and made you walk erect. That's the beginning of our Torah portion. Our Torah portion in the beginning has 11 beautiful blessings. If we just follow the laws of Adonai our God, if we just do what God has told us to do, everything will be perfect. We will have peace forever, wellness, wholeness. We will have so much wealth that we won't have room to store it. We won't have any enemies. They will run away from us. Everything will be just wonderful. The second part of this portion that actually ends the book of Leviticus is not that great. Horrible, horrible curses that will fall on us if we don't follow the laws of Adonai. When I grew up going a little bit to an Orthodox synagogue in my neighborhood, and it's a big honor to have the Aliyah, to get to say the blessing before and after every part of the Torah. But I can assure you, nobody wanted to have the Aliyah in the second part of this Torah portion. Nobody wanted to be the one that is blessing before we read the curses. It's a horrible part. But I want to focus on one part in the blessings, which I think is an amazing part. There's a word there, a very harsh word that Adonai uses. Adonai in this Torah portion uses this word many times in the portion about the curses. The word is goal, which means disgust. That is a very strong word, and Adonai says already in the first verse of the curses, if you will be disgusted by my laws and not fulfill them, then I will be disgusted by you. And uses that word time and again. And there's that feeling of this horrible relationship between us and God in the second part, in the curses. But I want to show you a blessing that is actually so meaningful, even though it uses that word in the first part. Verse 11 says the following. Where is that? I will establish my abode in your midst, which means I will be with you. I will be in your midst, and I will not be disgusted by you. So God is saying to us, no matter what you do, no matter what sin or what horrible thing that you do, even if you don't follow me, I am making a promise. Whatever it takes, I'm going to be with you. I'm never going to be disgusted by you. You know, this is kind of the relationship between a parent and a child. This is what ideally we say to our children. We're going to love you no matter what. Even if you are a total disappointment, we're not going to be disappointed by you. We're still going to have your back. We're still going to love you. Our love is granted, and it's an unconditional love. That's the ideal relationship between parents and children. And here Adonai makes that promise just before the part of the curses, saying to us, even if you do all those horrible things, and you know, there's a saying in English and in Hebrew that if you mention a punishment and a crime, that must have happened. We don't invent that. So we probably did all those things, and that's why Leviticus put them in writing. So Adonai is saying to us, even though you've done all those things, even though you're maybe about to do those, you should know you will always have my unconditional love. I might punish you, just like a parent, a good parent, should punish a child when they do something wrong. The love of a parent doesn't mean a carte blanche, doesn't mean that you can do whatever you want, but it means that I am still your parent, no matter what. And God is saying to us, no matter what, I'm with you, and I'm still your God. Let's say the blessing after reading from the Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, b'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. על פי אדוני ביד משה, ביד משה. על פי אדוני ביד משה, ביד משה. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל.
For I have given you good instruction. Do not abandon my Torah. It is a tree of life for those who hold fast to it, and all its supporters are happy. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. Return us to you, Adonai, and we will return. Renew our days as of old.
It's Chaim lama chazikim ba v'tomecha meushar d'rakeha darkei noam v'kol netivotah shalom. Hashivenu Adonai ilecha v'nashua Chadesh, Chadesh Yameinu, Chadesh Yameinu ki kedem.
We turn now to the Aleinu on page 283. Please join me as we read together in the middle of page 283. Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise unto you, who spreads out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else.
ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please be seated. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this Shabbat, we remember especially Loni Nafusi, Edith Norton, Harry Perlmutter, Maurice Pirellis, Ing H. Berman, Julia Victor, Daisy David Schrader, Frank Fleischaker, Leon Fuchs, Susan Katz, Lester Lipton, Walter G. Siegel, Wendy Finger, Lester Ensign, Sarah Myers, Julie Jacobs Conard, Florence Heimson, Eleanor Hyman, Philip Sherman, Arthur Sobel, Gladys Fox, Florence R. Sales, Leo Loeb, Bernice B.C. Hildbrand, Henrietta Silk, Anne H. Opsevit, David C. Rosenberg, Sharon Kessel, Edwin Kerman, Ivan Howard, and in recent days, Phil Feitelson. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. With the blessed memories from our loved ones in our hearts, we rise as we turn to page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה, may the memory of our loved ones come to be a blessing and a benediction to us all. Amen. Our closing song is Oseh Shalom. We ask God to bring peace and wellness and wholeness to all humanity.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. 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 Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אמותינו, שתוליכנו לשלום ותשמחנו לשלום. May it be your will, Adonai our God and God of our ancestors, that we be guided on the paths of shalom, of peace and wholeness and well-being, and that you always protect us from all harm and evil on our way. Bless the work of our hands and grant us grace, loving kindness and compassion in your eyes, in the eyes of everyone who sees us. Adonai Shalom, bless us with a Shabbat of Shalom. Shalom to our bodies, Shalom to our minds, Shalom to our souls. Shabbat Shalom.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.